Hello, everybody, and welcome to the October 3rd, 2018 edition of the Ephrom Josine Show. I am your host, Ephrom Josine. So, Brett Kavanaugh has currently been in the legal battle for quite a while now. However, while the Republican controlled Congress is attempting to offend someone who we currently have decent evidence is a rapist, I would like to point out that they seem to be at least trying to pretend like they care about women. For instance, they aren't bragging about the fact the Violence Against Women Act is about to expire, and they haven't done anything about it. Oh, did I not mention that? Yeah, the Violence Against Women Act is about to expire. And in case you're wondering, one of the reasons why it expires in the first place is because Republicans didn't give enough votes to make it permanent law the first time. And it only took 5 years this time because that's all the votes the Obama administration could get, because now the law includes gays. I know, how sad. And as such, there were massive filibusters over this. You think this is the kind of thing you would, especially just before a midterm, want to make front and center of your campaign, or just do it now? In case you do not know, here are some of the things that the Office on Violence Against Women, which was created through the Violence Against Women Act, has done. STOP grants, or state formula grants. Transitional housing grants, grants to encourage arrest and enforce protection orders, court training and improvement grants, research on violence against Native American women, National Tribal Sex Offender Registry, Stalker Reduction Database, federal victim assistance, sexual assault survival programs, services for rural victims, civil legislation assistance for victims, elder abuse grant programs, protections and service for disabled victims, combating abuse in public housing, National Resource Center on Workplace Response, violence on college campuses grants, safe haven projects, and engaging men and youth in prevention. So a lot of that is obviously really good. And it also includes some programs, including federal rape shield laws, which basically means that you cannot bring someone's previous sexual history into a rape case. So you can't say, oh, well, they slept with this many men, therefore they couldn't have been raped. Essentially, it stops what's more or less victim blaming. Community violence prevention programs, protection for victims who are evicted from their homes because of events related to domestic violence or stalking, funding for victim assistance services like rape crisis centers and hotlines, programs to meet the needs of immigrant women and women of different races or ethnicities, programs of services and victims with disabilities, and legal aid for survivors of domestic violence. So all of that is clearly very good. Yet, the Republican Congress is just going to let that expire. Can I just say the saddest part about this, by the way, is that it has to expire that it can't expire in the first place? Congress should not be wasting its time once every presidential administration debating, should we continue the Violence Against Women's Act? No, yes! Obviously we should continue it. Let's continue it. This is something we shouldn't need to waste our time over debating every couple of years, but apparently that's what Congress wants to spend its time doing. And may I just say, I absolutely love how it expires around the time Brett Kavanaugh could be confirmed. It's like they were trying to tell us something. A part of me wonders if Barack Obama, when he set up that date, had a crystal ball in the room just to warn us this would happen in hopes the mainstream media would cover it. They really haven't, for the record. Because, of course, they haven't. Anyway, so there was a big thing in corporate media. CNBC was covering it, NBC was covering it. All the business-friendly networks were covering it as proof that we don't need regulations. There was even an, I think, Huffington Post article. Yeah, it was Huffington Post. I'm just going to read this. Bernie's dumb Stop Bezos bill may have just helped Amazon workers get a raise. Wait, if it worked, why are you calling it stupid? This was written by a guy named Jonathan Cohn, in case you are wondering. Which is odd because from the information I can find, Cohn seems to be somewhat progressive himself. I don't know. So, Amazon raised its starting wage for its workers to $15 an hour. Now, that does give a lot of workers more money, and that is a good thing. However, it's not quite the victory that the media will tell you it is for a few reasons. One, a lot of the people who work with Amazon do not work at Amazon. Many of them are independent contractors, meaning that they are not, by this announcement, affected. Instead, they would just get the normal starting wage. Two, there's nothing stopping them from lying, but that's a little conspiratorial, I will admit. But three, and this is the biggest one, why do you think they did this? I suggest it's because public pressure. Hence why Bernie's ideas, such as making minimum wage a living wage and tying it to inflation, would not actually be something Jeff Bezos is interested in. He is simply doing this temporarily to get the American people off his back. And I guarantee you, the second the standards get so bad that people, honest to God, can't believe it anymore, which is what was happening at Amazon, he'll just do a small thing again. Do you think he's really going to let his employees take breaks? That was one of the big things. People pee themselves at Amazon because they're scared to take breaks with how much productivity they need. They don't have air conditioning in a lot of workers' places at Amazon. You know, all of this. And Donnie's going to eat it up. I'm calling it now. I'm Ephrom, and good night.